let's start. Yeah. You might have done a little bit of brainstorming before that, right? All 10 MCQs have you gone through? Yes. This is about our initiative regarding this Delhi campus. All programs related to our State Service Commission also available in our Delhi campus. However, we will be going mostly about our upscale, meditational mentorship, and also this current affairs reverse engineering. And it will cover 10,000 MCQs, and also it can contain at least 1000 mains related PYQ themes. So, every week we will be giving you, and month-wise also, compilation of C.A.R.E questions in terms of prelims and mains. And today we have uploaded 2 weeks of prelims and mains reverse engineered questions and answers in our Telegram channel KPIS Delhi. Okay, you please go through them once. After a daily interactive session and daily assessment and analysis of your answer writing, and also keyword oriented approach, like I have given the keywords in the box, right, and also daily solving of MCQs, associated PYQs analysis will make you enriched with respect to the content, and also align your mind according to the lines of the UPSC. It can definitely help you in terms of maximizing your scores and analyzing, assessing and eliminating various options, and to opt various options, and how UPSC is thinking. Such thinking pattern and line of thought has to be accommodated. That is more important, right? So, that is what the initiative talks about. This is current affairs reverse engineering. And next, coming to our first article, let us give a quick glimpse. No need to give entire introduction about each and every political aspect of the given article. The quick glimpse is about Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan flags off the berthing of a ship at the new Vizhinjam port on Sunday. This Vizhinjam port is a maritime is on this maritime map with berthing of first ship. What is this first ship? This is a first deep water container transshipment port. Okay. This deep water transshipment port may be having depth of more than 30 feet. It can help shipment, mean transportation of goods and services which weigh larger than that of usual shipments. Okay. Because this is the first deep water shipment transportation, and the remaining ports may contain 20 feet depth, which may not accommodate as much large as the goods and services that it carries, not services, the goods that it carries. Okay. So, this is a deep water container shipment which is international seaport located in Kerala, okay, recently, and Vizhinjam international seaport. And coming to, there is a provision of viability gap funding in Sagarmala scheme to accelerate development of ports in India. That is important. There are major ports and minor ports. Major ports are regulated by Government of India, central government, and minor ports are regulated by state government. 270 minor ports are there in our country. And coming to major ports, there are 12. Please take one simple homework, locate 12 major ports in Indian map. Locate 12 major ports in Indian map, because one of such previous year question asked about these major ports, not only in civil service examination, but also other exams conducted by the UPSC in CAPF and CDS likewise. Okay. So, there are 217 minor ports, means non-major ports, which are regulated by concerned state governments, and major ports are controlled administered by central government. And this Vizhinjam International Seaport in Thiruvananthapuram, commonly known as Trivandrum Seaport, is India's first deep water container transshipment port under construction, located in Vizhinjam near Thiruvananthapuram, capital city of Kerala. Okay. And one more thing, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways under Sagarmala scheme has provided such financial assistance to these major and non-major ports also. Major and non-major ports are given certain assistance from Ministry of Ports and Shipping under Sagarmala project, port-led development project. Okay. Next, and this maritime and this union trust and for projects aligned with this objective of Sagarmala program, there is no provision of viability gap funding in Sagarmala scheme. Okay. And one more thing, these MCQs which are relevant to the UPSC are more important, which are relevant to UPSC. How will you find the relevance? Based on previous year questions. Like the question was about various ports. Just now I have told you that UPSC has asked Kamarajar port, Mundra port and Visakhapatnam. I have given you homework to find major ports located on Indian map. If you locate major ports, you will get to know which are not major ports, because only 12 major ports, it is easy to remember for you. Okay. Next, the world needs to stop taking water for granted. So, here this article, whatever article which is talking about a crisis, needs to be understood in two aspects. One is the causes of the crisis and the consequences of the crisis. If this is a crisis, therefore, it itself indicating that it has many challenges. When it has many challenges, you need to find the causes of it first. Second, you need to find the consequences out of it and the factors and consequences. Eventually, when a crisis is there, automatically it will create challenge. That consequence underlying feature is the challenges associated with it. Therefore, the cause factor are covered and also the challenges or consequence are also covered. Okay. You need to understand two elements. The first element is about cause and the second one is of the challenge associated with the crisis. Here, the world needs to stop taking water for granted. What are the causes behind such a crisis? The causes here with respect to decades of poor water management, misuse and pollution, second point, and third, climate crisis have degraded freshwater supplies and ecosystem. Likewise, you need to take only the keywords. I have told you causes. How many causes can you find? At least 10 causes you can find out of it. Okay. Similarly, data associated with it. You need to substantiate each of these points. How will you substantiate? The reports and statistics and the opinions expressed by the experts. So, such substantiation is available here. For example, Government of India has assessed the impact of climate change in 2050 and 2080 using climate projections and crop simulation models. Without adaptation measures, rain-fed rice fields in India, rain-fed rice yields in India are projected to reduce by 20%. If it is not addressed, such a menace will cause 20% yield reduction in rice. Okay, rice field. Next, while irrigated rice yields are projected to decline by 3.5% in 2050 and 5% in 2080 scenarios, and wheat yields are projected to decrease by 19.3% in 2050 and 40% in 2080, while Kharif maize yields could decline by 18 to 23%. So, ultimately rice, wheat and maize, which are all major food crops of our India, are going to be reduced by 28, 50 and 80 respectively because of such water crisis that we are witnessing now, right. The crisis, the reason behind crisis is here mentioned points, at least 10 points are mentioned here. Poor water management for decades and misuse and pollution and the climate crisis have degraded fresh water, and next supplies and adding to the vulnerabilities of small scale producers to climate shocks, and next large degradation in some sort of world's most fragile ecosystem. About 40% of the planet's total land area is degraded. So, this is very, very important. And one more point, that agriculture production, changing ecological conditions and shifting growing seasons. Okay. These are also cascading effects associated with those problems. Okay. So, you understood the problem, you took up one point, please note down that point there, just remember it and recall it. Wherever you require to use in your mains answers, please try to directly dump it. Okay. That is more important. Such keyword related answer is provided to you every day by taking 2 mains questions with keywords, sufficient keywords. And next, coming to this climate change adaptation, food and agriculture. Here there are 3 UN related organizations which are taking care of such menace with respect to this water crisis. Okay. The 3 organizations that you need to remember, they are UN Sustainable Development Goals. To achieve these UN Sustainable Development Goals in this field of water crisis, the working organizations under this UN umbrella are FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, and next IFAD, International Fund for Agriculture Development, and third, World Food Program. Okay, 3 organizations. So, facts related to prelims and substantiating points for mains. That only those things that you need infer from the given Hindu article. That is more, okay, that is sufficient. So, here this is about the statistics part and this is about the organizations. These are the causes related to this menace, and also that how will you overcome the challenge and major consequences associated with it, and how will you overcome it. Steps needed: global food and nutrition security, political commitment, and also needed policies and investment. Okay. Innovative and proven technologies must be adapted and allow farmers to increase their productivity by adapting this climate change, and at the same time resilient, and they should be more resilient to the climate shocks. Okay. Such adaptive measures have to be taken up, and these are the solutions that they have written. Okay. Social and financial sustainability, you must consider both those polycrisis aspects. Okay. So, this is what how you have to read the article. I think you have read the important points. Already we have taken up points in terms of those causes, consequences, everything. We will be giving you ready made, but I am just reminding you how to just give a simple glimpse for the given article there. Okay. No need to stress more upon unnecessary things. Next, coming to this question, Central Groundwater Authority in 2020 also it was a question in with respect to Central Government Groundwater Authority. It was established under section 3 of this Environmental Protection Act. Okay. This is Central Groundwater Authority is implementing National Aquifer Mapping Program for sustainable management of aquifer system. And next, Central Groundwater Authority was formed under Environmental Protection Act. Next, not more than 90% of total annual groundwater it is extracted is utilized for irrigation in India. According to it is not more than 90%, it is around 87%. About 87% of total annual groundwater extraction, that is 208 billion cubic meter irrigation use. Okay. And 30 billion cubic meter is for domestic and industrial use. Okay. Out of this total extraction, which is about 13% of the total extraction. So, 87% for irrigation use and 13% for domestic and industrial use out of the total extracted groundwater, as per the report given by Central Groundwater Authority, which is authentic report. You need to mention only these reports first as first instance while writing mains. Okay. This is one static point, and under section 3 of this Environmental Protection Act, Central Groundwater Authority was constituted. Okay. This is important. Next, because this was asked in 2020 UPSC preliminary examination. Next, the overall stage of groundwater extraction in the country is around 60%. The stage of groundwater extraction is very high in the states of Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Dadra Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, which is more than 100%, which implies that in these states the annual groundwater consumption is more than annual extractable groundwater resources. More than its potential, the groundwater resource has been extracted and exploited in these states, the states related to Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan. Actually, these Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan are mostly benefited from green revolution. This green revolution had also showed its another coin, such are negative cascading effects related to this excessive groundwater usage and excessive fertilizers, right, the problems associated with green revolution. Those are the states now victimized. Okay. Next, the UN approved Kenya led security mission to Haiti. Okay. Therefore, you need to remember the locations which are in conflict zones and the places, maybe in the form of pairs, whether which pair is correct or incorrect, or match the following type. Okay. Here Haiti has witnessed a situation of group of gangs. They are named as G9 and family. This gang, what happened? This gang, Port-au-Prince is the capital city of Haiti. Port-au-Prince, capital city of Haiti, is occupied by this gang G9 and family, and this also contained a port named as Varex port. Port Varex, which is a biggest port in that capital city of Haiti. Okay. Port Varex is a port which is a place for supplying of fuel and diesel. When this supply chain destruction occurred because of this gang's occupation, illegal occupation. Therefore, the Haiti went under humanitarian crisis also. The sewage that is released from such crisis also created cholera epidemic in that region. Okay? So, this is a Port Varix, which is placed in Port-au-Prince, a capital city of Haiti, occupied by Jeannin and family gang. Okay, such gang. Because of this, there were many humanitarian issues occurred in the Haiti region. Therefore, they appealed this UN Security Council to take certain measures. Okay, but the Security Council hasn't taken immediate steps because of the previous experiences that they have faced when they intervened into those domestic issues. Because when they have intervened into those domestic issues through UN peacekeeping force, those peacekeepers were alleged by local people that they have they have followed certain kinds of illegal practices like atrocities, rapes and various crimes also taken place by these security peacekeeping forces. That was actually an allegation made by local people, and it might be true also in certain cases because of already their victimization led them to be exploited more, not only by those looters, but also these peacekeeping forces. That was one of such allegations. Therefore, that not only that allegation, but also the local rebellion, apart from local rebellion, there is no such confidence upon the existing government, Henry, who is a prime minister there. Therefore, they have taken a lot of time to come into action against those humanitarian crisis situations in this Haiti place. Okay? This is what happening there. And what is this kind of, what is the purpose of multinational security mission? Why was there a delay in deployment? Already I have told you about delay in deployment, the reason. And this multinational security mission has to come into force when such a humanitarian crisis occurs, and there is a voluntary appeal from the side of the government who is suffering from such kind of who is suffering from such humanitarian crisis and war crimes are taking place, any anti-social activities which are prevalent in that country, which are not in the hands of the existing government there. Okay? This is what happening there. So, while already US had announced that there is a support of financial assistance and technical assistance, but there is no physical force directly involved from the side of the USA because of the earlier experiences in other countries, and USA was alleged by various countries that they have interfered into those domestic issues and they have changed the momentum of the government according to their will and wish because of the resource potential regions which were exploited by the USA. There is a vested interest of USA like Iran, Iraq, those places likewise. Okay? That is why USA also maintained a substantial distance with such issues. Such UNSC peacekeeping force mission which had to intervene immediately hasn't been intervened because of the previous experiences. This is one such decision making related changes happening across the world. Initially USA, whatever it wanted to do, it would have happened. Now, the changing geopolitical scenario and the strategies and the previous experiences have been giving you such a caution now. Right. Next, in which of the following countries did the United Nations approve a Kenya-led security mission to combat deadly gang violence? That is Haiti. Because which of the countries have been facing such a suffering for decades of severe famine and also food shortages, civil strife? That is Somalia. Okay. This year UPSC preliminary examination has asked that question. Okay. Next, this is what the question is about. And next, coming to why French artificial intelligence from Mistral's language model divides the developer community. Till now, the developer community was with respect to artificial intelligence, the developing domains are in the hands of big tech giants. Okay. Google, Microsoft, like that. An example, this Meta's LLM language models, these are new language models related to artificial intelligence. So, LLM and Llama 2, these are therefore, this Mistral, which is one of such companies challenging this LLM and Llama language models which was developed by Meta. So, this Mistral released a new large language model. Okay? This large language model, this is positioned itself as a potentially, it itself declared that I am going to be a potential player, a competitor against these big tech giants, Google, Microsoft likewise. Okay? In setting up, and it is considering itself as Europe's a serious contender from the side of the Europe. Okay? The Mistral, one such corporate entity which is coming into this competitive arena in developing these AI large language models. This AI large language model is also developed by few tech giants, and this tech giant has been challenged from the European contender that is named as Mistral. Just it has a issue going on. There may be a possibility of question out of this article. The question may be related to which of the following best describes BARD and Llama something, Llama 2, which have been recently in news. What are these? BARD, Llama, BARD is related to Google. Large language models. Okay. So, conversational AI tools. Okay. That large language, usually your conventional language with computers is in binary language. Now, this large language model, this conversation with AI tools is like a human, like almost machine to human interaction reflects the human to human interaction. This large language model which is advanced in nature, rather than binary language that we are giving in the form of input and later taking output in human mode. It is directly taking input and output, and it is processing the language. The communication that is happening through these AI tools, which is larger than that of the conventional mode of language tools. That is it, simple. Okay? In our layman understanding of the emerging technology of artificial intelligence. Okay? In this aspect, the terms Ethereum and Solana, Polkadot and Tether sometimes mentioned in the news refer to, it is CDS, UPSC CDS exam 2022 question, cryptocurrency. Therefore, there may be a possibility of BARD, something like LLMA, ChatGPT they may not ask because it is more popular. They may ask which is not popular and contending issue. Okay. Next, foreign firms asked to comply with GST norms. So, these foreign firms which are using this one, what does it mean? Online information database access and retrieval services. These foreign firms which are using online information database access and retrieval services must pay certain tax. Okay? They should come under the umbrella of GST regime. That is what the online term, actually it is a category. So, let us understand this online information database access and retrieval is a category of services under GST, include how many of the options listed below: advertising, data storage, and retrieval services, e-books, cloud services. If you download any e-book, they are charging something 100 rupees or 200 rupees for your e-book that you have downloaded. Is there any tax? If there is no tax, then that should definitely come under the umbrella of this GST regime. Okay? Suppose you have purchased that e-book from a foreign company. The foreign company may be paying some tax there, and here tax evasion may take place if such foreign company is not paying tax in their homeland also. Okay? So, if they are paying tax there, such tax regime and documentation has to be approved from the side of the government. If they are paying tax, double taxation avoidance agreement may be taken place between those countries, right. Therefore, the entities which are actually doing such kind of transaction, this intercontinental or inter-country transactions, international transactions may also come under the umbrella of indirect tax regime. This indirect tax regime will come into force if there is no double taxation. If there is double taxation, then those countries will come into an agreement by avoiding this double taxation avoidance rules. However, if there is no such a regime existing for any of these online platforms, but providing the services to the customers and earning so much of money without coming under the umbrella of this indirect tax regime is actually cause of concern now. Therefore, Government of India has come into this new feature, that is that online information database access and retrieval is a category of services which should come under the GST regime, these services are related to advertising, data storage, e-books, e-book purchases and sales, and next retrieval services, cloud services, right. So, next consider the following items: UPSC civil service examination. This is related to cereal grains hulled, chicken, eggs cooked. This is a fundamental question: which of the above items are exempt under GST? Okay. How will they pick up these questions? Because of frequent utterance of these items in the news articles led the UPSC to ask these questions. Okay. Therefore, you need to understand the GST reason frequently, observe them. Any new aspect of understanding this GST is very important for the prelims perspective, and also analysis and substantiation in your mains points also. Next, online information database access is a service which is known as OIDAR, online information database access and services, retrieval services, okay, OIDAR, a category of services provided through medium of internet and received by the recipient online without having any physical interface, without having any physical interface with the supplier of such services. Example, downloading an e-book, just now I have told you, an online payment for a payment, which would amount to receipt of this OIDAR service, this online information database accessed and retrieved through this service e-book platform, okay, and downloading e-book, making payments also. These payments should come under the umbrella of GST regime. The payments may be related to advertising online, providing cloud service, provision of e-books, providing data information, online supplies, digital data storage, and online gaming. Okay. Next, Sri Lanka moves towards regional comprehensive economic partnership agreement, and Bangladesh also in queue. Bangladesh is waiting for its 2024 elections. After that, it will take a decision. Now, Sri Lanka wants to enter into such an agreement. What is the reason behind it? Sri Lanka already went under crisis, went into crisis, and because of this Hambantota Port and China, which has formed this new colonialism, okay, that is fine. And at the same time, the political instability and huge economic crisis that was taking place in Sri Lanka, it is also important. Therefore, it wanted its regime to be under the umbrella of this Chinese dominant regional comprehensive economic partnership, and also it wants its service and export regime to be expanded. That was actually intention of the China. However, with respect to India, should India rethink about joining this regional comprehensive economic partnership? No, this RCEP is Chinese dominant one, and there is huge influx of Chinese goods and services into our economy once we are signed to entered into the RCEP, and there is also objection from local MSMEs and agriculture farmers, okay, not to join this RCEP. Therefore, India withdrew joining this RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. So, may not be taking place with respect to rethinking to join this RCEP from the side of the India. That is a most strong decision taken by the existing government, okay, because of the objection raised by MSMEs, farmers, also huge influx of Chinese goods and services into this country. Therefore, India withdrew joining this RCEP in 2019. Okay. And coming to the question related to it, here consider the following statement with regard to regional comprehensive economic partnership. It is a free trade agreement between 10 members of Association of Southeast Asian countries. You might have remembered all those 10 countries. Do you remember them? 10 members. Please remember them through map pointing and develop the keywords. This is also one of the homeworks that I am giving to you. Remember, is Brunei part of it? Yes, good. Brunei is part of it. Malaysia? Good. Indonesia? Philippines? Philippines part of it. Okay? Philippines part of it. Please try to remember them. Okay? Those are countries. Next point. Is RCEP including USA? There are 15 countries. Asian contains around 10 countries, consists of 10 countries. And what about other 5 countries? Is USA part of this RCEP? No, USA is not part of it. It is very clear. What else are other countries? What are other countries? China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand. Okay. Please remember these countries, because in 2016 there was a question, comprehensive economic partnership often appears in the news in the context of affairs of group of countries known as ASEAN. Okay. Here USA was mentioned in the first statement, therefore it is incorrect one. Next, it entered into force on January 1st, 22 and its secretariat is located in Jakarta, Indonesia. You please, only 2 statements are incorrect and first one is incorrect. Remember these states immediately. Here Vietnam is also part of it and Philippines part of it, Singapore also, and Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore only adjacent one, it is easy to remember. Okay. Next, and China, Japan, South Korea. Next, Australia and New Zealand, other 5 countries. Next, estivation, summer urge to nap. Summer urge to nap. Have you ever feel such a situation that you want to sleep in the entire summer? Okay, that is a question posed in the first line itself. Here some animals do exactly that to beat the heat and also but for whole season. This is called estivation. It is a biological phenomenon whereby the animal enters a long period of summer dormancy. Their biological activity will be reduced and they may be little less mobile and highly inactive. They will save lot of energy until they acclimatize to the environment that they expect in the future times. Till then they will be in a mode of inactive and also immobile, and their biological activities will be reduced to save their energy. This is called estivation. Okay. And related to this estivation, nocturnal, diurnal, estivation, hibernation, these terms have to be understood by you. These are basic simple science related concepts, core science concepts. Okay. And UPSC has asked such a question already with respect to this nocturnal are most active after sunset. Okay. Diurnal animals are active during daytimes. So, list out diurnal animals, list out nocturnal animals. This is one third homework. Okay. Just after the class, immediately here itself, if you do this homework for 10 minutes, this is enough for you. You will remember forever. Okay. Nocturnal animals and diurnal animals, first point. And second one is about estivation and hibernation. These two, okay, have to be remembered by you. This is called reverse engineering. What is the use of reading entire article when you do not understand the actual concept that may come into the original examination? That is important, right? The original examination may focus on estivation, hibernation and nocturnal or diurnal something. Next, consider the following statements. How many of the animals above are estivate? Follow this estivation. Here snail, crocodile, desert tortoise, 4-toed hedgehog, these are important. These 4 above are undergoing estivation. Okay. But this has a unique feature. It is not due to the climate, because of scarce food. Okay. The food is very scarce to avail and it is hardly availing any food that is relevant for this 4-toed hedgehog. Therefore, it undergoes estivation until the abundant food is available for its survival. Okay. Till then it will save its energy and it will reduce its metabolic activity. Okay. That respiration, digestion, it will release lot of energy, it will waste your energy. Therefore, that respiratory, that related metabolic activity has to be reduced to save the energy. Lack of availability of food, this hedgehog will undergo that estivation, that is instead of climate related challenges. Okay. That is what. So, and remaining ones like snail, some snails species are known to estivate during dry and hot conditions. They will release a mucus which will form as a scalp something and they will go under estivation to save its energy by reducing metabolic activities. And next, crocodile. The unique mugger crocodile found in regions like Iran, Pakistan and India has adapted to unique mugger crocodile, okay, found in regions like Iran, Pakistan and India. So, if I ask you one statement, this unique mugger crocodile is found only in India or endemic to India, only in India, or instead of using only I will use endemic to India. Is it right statement? No, because there was a question with respect to one-horned rhinoceros. Okay. This is endemic to India, not endemic to India, it is also located in Nepal. It is placed, this species also available in Nepal. Therefore, this unique mugger crocodile found in Pakistan, Iran and India has adapted to extreme heat by tunneling into the ground and creating burrows. They will dig deeper into it and they will save their energy there and they will not be exposed to these hot summers. Okay. In these burrows, they regulate their body temperature during the coldest and hottest months, and additionally they can enter a torpor state during the hottest and driest periods, waiting for the return of rainfall. This unique adaptation helps them survive in regions with extremely hot and dry conditions. Okay. They will reappear after the acclimatized environment is available for them, especially during rainfall times. Next, desert tortoise. It is actually given in our newspaper. Desert tortoise are known to estivate during the hot and dry summer months in their arid habitats. Okay. And next one, this is okay, desert tortoise, which retreats into a burrow during hot summer months. Arid tortoise. Next, four-toed hedgehog. Already I have explained this Africa's four-toed hedgehog, which will undergo this estivation due to lack of food, that means due to scarce food. Okay. Next one. Next, new quantum engine does work by flipping the identity of atoms. This is quite interesting one, physics related. Let us understand in layman terms and application oriented. In conventional combustion engine, what is the mode of procedure and the work that will generate energy? This is related to thermodynamics, and the energy may be transformed from one form to another form and it cannot be destroyed, right, and created easily. And therefore, this thermodynamics theory is very much applicable in everyday's life, converting such heat into mechanical work, something likewise. So, now the process in classical engines that take place and the distinction between this, I mean quantum engine and classical engine, that we need to understand. In classical engine there are 4 steps and here in the quantum engine there are 4 steps, but the process is different with respect to classical engine. Okay. In this quantum engine, what does the classical engine work? Because we have been understood about this classical engine, how it works about, right. We are not, I mean, we are not physics expertise persons, but we are having a basic understanding of what is this quantum engine, because there are many questions related to such new innovative engines that are coming into picture, and there was also UPSC question related to fuel cells. Okay. So, now we need to understand this quantum engine. Classical engine converts heat into work. For example, the internal combustion engine, this ICE chamber in a car uses the heat released by combustion of petrol. Okay. By combusting this petrol or diesel, a heat is released. That heat is used by this internal combustion engine, a diesel, to push a piston, which is actually compressing this diesel or petrol. Once it is ignited, it will throw away this piston outwards. That is important. And this heat, when it is heated and ignited, this piston is driven outwards. Okay. Next, the overall piston. Overall, the engine has 4 steps. It is also having 4 steps. Overall, the engine has 4 steps. Fuel. One is, the first step is fuel is compressed and the piston, which is not allowing any air to flow to and fro, right. It is completely closed and fuel is compressed. When ignition causes, therefore, the fuel will mix with the air, okay, because the ignition will immerse this piston to come out of it, and little bit of pressure will be given inside. Therefore, the piston will be pushed upwards, and air and this mix of fuel may take place, air and in the second stage after ignition is given. And next point is to expand and push the piston out, and third one is the mix cools and stops expanding. The mix cools and stops expanding, this one. And third one is, and the piston is brought back to the first step. Okay. This is cyclical. Okay. This is compressor stage and ignition, which is causing fuel to air mix, and later it will be normalized and piston will come to its normalcy. again in the compression stage. Expansion will take place and compression will take place. So, compression, expansion. Okay. In between the mix of fuel and air. This is what the internal combustion engine works in our conventional fuel engines, right. This quantum engine, how does this quantum engine also works in 4 stages. This is called as Pauli engine. The first step of atoms are collected in trap, are compressed and kept in a bosonic state. What is this fermionic and bosonic state? That is also important, I will tell you. Here, yeah, simple. All subatomic particles, what is this quantum stage? Quantum is not only at the stage of the atom, but also more excited subatomic particles are considered to be quantums, like photon, which is very speed and subunit of a light, and electron is also a subunit of atom. Okay. This particle physics, the subatomic particle level, when a revolutionary body, a movement is in an exciting state, that is, that body or particle or subatomic particle is considered to be a quantum. So, quantum deals with high speed, high rotating, high revolving, exciting subatomic particles. Okay? Quantum means, that is what quantum. Anything which is at subatomic or subunit level and in exciting state, in high speed, high fastening process of working, that is that will be considered to be quantum state. That is considered to be quantum state. So, quantum computer means not only normal speed of the conventional computers, but also high speed calculating computers. Computing methods will be much faster than that of the conventional computers. This is quantum computer. So, because they work upon this quantum state. So, here all subatomic particles can be classified as either fermions or bosons. All subatomic particles either classified as fermions or bosons. What is this fermions? Are building blocks of a matter. Fermions are building blocks of a matter. This subatomic electrons, protons, neutrons. Let us consider electron is one such part of building block of a matter, an atom. Okay. Next, fermions are building block of such matter. Bosons are particles which carry force between these fermions. Okay. Because there is an energy and force applied upon these particles, the energy which is carried from one side to another side, by whom? These bosons, another subatomic particle. Okay. All subatomic particles are considered in 2 states. One is in fermion state and the other one is in boson state. Boson is a particle carrying state, which is a particle which is carrying force, and fermion is a building block of the matter. So, between these building blocks there should be energy transition from one state to another, from one force to another force. That transition may be carried by bosons, these 2 subatomic particles. One is carrier and the other one is storing in some kind of energy, right. Energy carrier, energy store particle. Okay, fine. So, fermions and bosons. Here now, when a bunch of particles are cooled to very nearly absolute 0, bunch of particles are absolutely cooled to 0. Therefore, their quantum nature comes to the fore and they would all like to have the lowest energy possible. These bosons which will come to this lowest energy level and maintain such the same standard of momentum, this boson. But fermions which are coming into this stage, this lowest energy, lowest temperature stage, may not be coming to such level of same level of momentum, because like you have Aadhaar number, you have Aadhaar numbers. This is unique number based on your iris and also your thumb, biometric information. So, fingerprint, iris, everything based on that we will be giving you one unique ID to you. Similarly, there are 4 different types of quantum numbers given to this each fermions and bosons. Okay. Based on the quantum number, this is this fermion X, this is a fermion Y, this is fermion Z, I can segregate likewise. Okay. So, each of these fermions may act at different levels of energy if you are making their temperature levels absolutely 0. Okay? If I completely cool it down to 0, it will have different exciting states of energy, but with respect to bosons, they will maintain the same momentum of energy at lower temperatures. This is what is taking place. Therefore, bosons which will be having the same static momentum when you are cooling down to absolutely 0, but these fermions will not be acting like that. So, what will be the situation? This compression and rarefaction will take place in the second, this compared to classical engines. Let us come to this one. The quantum engine are what the researchers are calling a Pauli engine. How will it work? It will also work upon 4 stages. Let us see the first step. The atoms collected in the trap are compressed and kept in a bosonic state. Compressed and kept in a bosonic state. Their momentum is static and not excited, not having so much of energy. Their energy level is lowered because of the lowered or cooled down to absolute 0. Okay? This bosonic state. I am coming to this one, bosonic state. And second, the strength of a magnetic field applied on the atoms is increased by a small amount. The second stage, what you are doing now here, in the conventional engine, you are giving ignition, second stage. Here, you are giving magnetic field. Are you finding? Okay? A magnetic, here the second stage, the strength of magnetic field applied on the atoms increased by small amount, applied on the atoms. The application is in the form of magnetic field. Okay? Next, the second, interaction between such atoms because of the magnetic field imposed, interaction between atoms will be increased and the field cause the former slip into fermionic state. Okay? After this application of magnetic field to these bosonic state particles, it will convert into fermionic state because of huge interaction that takes place because of the exciting state given by this external magnetic field in the second step. Okay? Second step. And next coming to, they are forced to move out of the lowest energy level, and progressively occupy higher levels of energy. This is from bosonic level to fermionic level. Okay? Next, third, the compression applied in the first step is eased now. It will be in the third step, it will be expanded. Next, fourth, when you remove this magnetic strength from these particles which are in exciting state at higher levels of energy, after removal of this magnetic strength, again it will go back to this compressed bosonic state. This is fourth step. Such compression, application of magnetic field and expansion which had come into the state of fermionic state, and next removal of magnetic strength and coming to this compressed bosonic state. This is a cyclical 4-stage quantum engine compared to our conventional engine. Okay? Have you got my point? Because in my BSc computers I read a little bit of physics, therefore I could able to explain you, otherwise it is quite difficult. Have you found? So now it is most simplified one. The simplified one, in conventional engine what happens? You store some fuel, in the first stage it is compressed by putting some pressure through the piston and you are not allowing it to mix with the air in the first stage. After you give ignition, the piston will be driven outwards a bit and fuel and air mix will take place. After giving ignition in the second stage, fuel and air mix will take place, and after this third stage, next coming to the fourth stage, that piston will be closing that entire compressed part and it will come to this compression. Okay. Once ignition is given, fuel air mix is taken place and expansion will take place, and after that it will be cooled down, it will come into its normalcy and compression will take place again. This compression and expansion with respect to ignition and removal of this ignition and mixing of the fuel and air and non-mixing of it. Here mixing of atoms after giving of magnetic field rather than ignition, when they are in lower state of energy in bosonic state and giving and making them to be higher state of energy, that is fermionic state, by giving magnetic field, right. After removing this magnetic field means after reducing this ignition, they will coming to normal state like compressed state. So this is what is taking place, right, in the with respect to a similar comparison. Let us understand how will you answer this question. Let us see. Which of the following is a key principle underlying the functioning of a quantum heat engine as described in recent research? Here, see answer. It operates by following 4 steps of compression, expansion, cooling and retraction with respect to this quantum heat engine. Is it true? This quantum heat engine works upon the engine release on Pauli's exclusion principle, 2 transition particles from being boson to fermions. Yes, this this is considered as Pauli's engine. Not only this quantum heat engine. Pauli's exclusion means what? The lowering of the energy state of subatomic particle is not taking place when you are lowering or cooling down to the absolute 0. Okay? Such a situation is excluded, okay? And you are making them to be in excited state, and still you are making it much effective and efficient in running an engine. Okay? And this CC and this power will be enhanced and it strengthened, and it will work more effectively, efficiently compared to our initial engine, and reduction of dependence on conventional engines also, conventional fuels also. Okay? This is important. This is the benefit that you may go through regarding this quantum heat engine. Initially, it was quite difficult for you to understand unified payment interface when a question was asked in 2016, quick response code. Now, what is the situation now? Just tell me. Even every street vendor is using QR code. UPI transaction is everywhere across the country, and our country has expanded those services to other countries also under this NPCI. Okay? So, it is very easy once you start applying this quantum heat engine after few years. Okay? Now, you are early to learn all these new concepts because you are preparing for UPSC, and feel happy about it. Next, coming to UPSC 2008 question, distinguishing statements related to jet engine and rocket, which carries its supply of own oxygen. Okay? Next, engine does not convert the energy difference between this. Actually, each statement, whether it is right or wrong, is given in the form of explanation. Already I have given you complete clarity between this internal combustion engine, the conventional mode, and quantum heat engine, that is Pauli's engine. And it is a full annular solar eclipse which is seen from Utah in USA. Utah, a state in USA, on Saturday. Eclipse was visible throughout the most of the western US as well as central and southern America. Complete eclipse means, actually in the central part you should have seen the sun, but you are not seeing any sun here, only the ring available to you. I mean, witnessed that through these telescopes, right? What is the reason behind it? Here, which of the following statements regarding a solar eclipse is correct? The solar eclipse, when there is moon coming in the midst of the sun and the earth, complete visibility of the sun is closed because of earth being under the shadow zone of the moon. Okay? This is very simple. These are the questions related to UPSC 96 and a diamond ring, which is a phenomenon related to only along peripheral regions of the totality trial. Okay, some part are partial. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, and during this alignment the moon's shadow is cast on the, because earth is in the shadow zone of the moon, earth on the earth's surface, causing the sun to partially or completely obscured. And this is the only time a solar eclipse can occur, because it requires the moon to block the sun's light when viewed from earth. Okay? So, World Organization for Animal Health approves self-declaration for a freedom from aviation influenza in Indian poultry compartments. This is a big bonanza for this poultry sector, because there is a kind of this World Organization for Animal Health approving self-declaration. Okay? I am free from aviation influenza when I am into this poultry business, and the self-declaration is approved by this World Organization for Animal Health. This is Union Ministry expressed its happiness about it. Next, consider the following statement with regard to avian influenza. What is this? Indian government conducts vaccine drives to contain the outbreak of avian influenza. Next, these viruses naturally spread among wild aquatic birds worldwide and can infect domestic poultry and other bird and animal species. This is true only, but Indian government not conducting vaccine drives to contain this outbreak of influenza. There is a bird flu related question H1N1 asked in UPSC previously in 2015. Next, coming to this avian influenza flu type A virus, when a bird is having such a virus attacked by the virus highly pathogenic avian influenza, they will actually burn them. Okay. They will not use this vaccination drive, okay. But ethical treatment of animals should take place, that is more important. India's approach to controlling this highly pathogenic avian influenza follows a detect and cull. Culling means directly digging deeper into it and directly pour them and burn them, that is it, that is culling. Detect and cull policy as outlined in the National Action Plan for Prevention, Control and Containment of Avian Influenza 2021. India is not trusting this vaccination drive, it may not work, that is the actual Central Drug Standard Organization is there, control organization, it may not approve such marketing as of now at present. So, it is following detect and cull policy. Okay. And these are related to our keyword oriented questions. Groundwater, already I have told you how to find causes and eventual crisis out of it and challenges, how to overcome it. If you remember these 666 points for each of these components, it is easy to dump the information by recalling and reproducing information, right, in the original exam. Already it reached around 56 minutes today's concept. If you have any doubt, you please ask me, and I am winding up the session now.